Are you guys ready?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Roll the intro. And we're back. How you guys doing? You guys solid? You guys ready for the excitement that is around the corner, aka E3?
Gotta say, my
malleable.
mouth's a tad dry right now. Just had a quarter pound of beef jerky.
Okay. You didn't have water near you?
Just filled up my grape juice. So,
Okay. I don't know where
my
water
adult sippy cup is filled.
Oh boy. Well, that's good. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Bitcade. This is episode 42, I think. And I always am questioning it because I'm never that prepared. But nonetheless, hey, we're here. We're doing it. We're recording the pre-E3 show. It's all going to come out the same week as E3, so here we are. I hope you enjoy this weird posting of it all. But, yeah, now we're here. Joining me, like always, is...
Me, it's sticky.
Yeah, and then also our special guest is...
Me.
There it is. There it is. So, as Pluvio himself, Tyler, is going to be joining us here. And, yeah, we're gonna talk some pre-E3 predictions. Now, as we're doing this, this is the Friday before. PlayStation has not said that they will be doing anything. So we are. What do you guys want to do? We Ashton and I did do E3 PlayStation predictions, but now that they're not on the official email list and they haven't really said anything, do we want to do their predictions?
Well, I'm sure they'll do something. They'll probably just have some shitty conference at some point.
Like a state of play?
Probably not the week of E3. Yeah.
Okay.
They'll probably have one of those, and I assume they weren't going to be at E3 because they weren't the last couple of years anyway.
Yeah, 2 actually. So this is their third year they are not doing E3 because they didn't do 2019.
They like to do their own thing.
Yeah, they do state of play. So yeah, there is that. Okay, so are we gonna? So we're gonna keep our PlayStation predictions.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Then fair enough. We will do that. Okay. So let's kick it off with Xbox and Bethesda. All right. Well, actually, this is what we're going to talk about. Sorry. But let me just specify. We got Xbox and Bethesda showcase, the mystery Sony showcase that may or may not happen, Nintendo, Ubisoft, and EA, which also is not officially a part of E3, but it's about a week and a half after, so we kept that in this as well. So that's what we're going to talk about. And Ashton and I did some predictions. Tyler, you're going to go off the cuff and maybe feed off of our thing here. But here are the rules that we usually go by, is that if you guess a game, so if you predict a game, you can earn a point for guessing a game that will be shown, and you have the possibility of earning a second point if you get the date correct. Give or take, you get a little breathing over under, but more or less you want to be on the nose about it. So that's kind of how the rules are. We'll schedule and we'll go down the schedule here, and we'll roll it off. So we're starting with Xbox and Bethesda. Ashton, if you have the capability, it is in the Google Doc, so you can go check that out if you really want to see your predictions. But I have it here in front of me.
Okay.
So I'm going to say that even though... Well, okay, actually, I'm going to... You know what? Fuck it. I'm just going to say it. So I think, even though EA did announce that Battlefield is going to have some little presentation this, coming soon kind of thing. Again, this is the Friday before E3, so they haven't done it yet. But...
I mean, you're going to show it when does the E3 start?
E3 is next Friday.
What's the number that day?
Yeah.
11th? 10th? 10th is technically, I think, when E3 starts.
Battlefield gets revealed 2 days before that.
Yeah. So I'm going to keep my prediction of this, but I think Battlefield 6 is going to be on stage for them, because with the EA and the shaking of hands that they always do with Xbox, and I think they're not going to announce the date at the little presentation. I think the best thing they're going to do at this Battlefield thing that they're going to do later this week is they're just going to show a trailer. They're not going to show a date, and then they're going to show the release date at the Xbox conference. I think that's what's going to happen. So which I predict November 19th. That is a Friday, I believe. But November 19th, I think, is the release date for that. So that's my first prediction. And then I'll move down to Ashton's first prediction, which is kicking off the Halo talk. Halo Infinite was your first prediction, Ashton. And you predicted that it will be coming out November 12th, and that also the story comes after the multiplayer release, which will be released in September. Care to elaborate on that?
Yeah, I mean, to me, kind of makes a little bit of sense given the big shakeup over there at 343, especially with the multiplayer being free to play, and they're going to be charging for the campaign and whatever else comes with that. I don't see why they wouldn't. Just have it available as soon as it's ready, over the summer or towards the end of summer, beginning of fall there. Just my thing is, like, a lot of their big shakeup is all around the campaign. They had Joseph Staten come in at the beginning of the year or at the end of last year to fix it. And I don't know how polished that's going to be, around right now. It's probably got a long road ahead of it, especially with the art team on top of that, because you gotta take into account they're going to be editing content. They're also going to be adding new content and scrapping others. It's kind of a mixed bag. You get a lot of turnover happening over there right now too. So it's there's a lot of studios working on that game. So it's kind of a jumbled hot dumpster fire right now. So it wouldn't be a bad idea to have separate releases, but we'll see.
Okay. I guess I'll give my Halo prediction as well. I didn't go as far as to say that the multiplayer is not going to be revealed until later. I don't know anything about that, so that I just kept into my lane. And my prediction is actually, let's see here. I said a little bit after what Ashton said. He's going with the with like I said, the let's see here, the 12th, and I'm going with the 16th. Now here's my reasoning. The 15th is Halo's anniversary. That's when the first Halo came out, and then it's one day before 11/17, which is one extra one for 117. So I just split the difference and I said it's coming out on a Tuesday, which is the 16th. But more than likely, it's probably going to come out on a Friday. But I'm still going with my 11/16 prediction. So,
what are your thoughts on that, Tyler?
Yeah, Tyler, you got your Halo predictions?
I don't think it's gonna be split up in terms of release date. They're probably just gonna do what they did with Halo 5. You release it shitty, you then fix it over time, damage control it, make it better. Cause I feel like if anything had to get delayed, it'd be the multiplayer. So I feel like if I the reverse side, like say like, hey, they do split it up, campaign's coming out first. They don't. If I'm gonna go for what Ashton said, but if it doesn't happen, like I think it's nothing to like. Why would you release the multiplayer first even if it's gonna be free to play?
Mm.
You want people to pay for it, and then you refine the multiplayer because that's the thing that produces longevity for your game. Because that's what they're hoping to get back into esports. They're gonna need to have a good multiplayer, so you will refine that more than the campaign. I would hope the campaign is done now.
So you think it's more gonna go with the Warzone effect, where it will come later?
Yeah,
Okay.
I think it will come later.
Instead
Because
of the
because
reverse.
that takes more effort to fix. You don't need to fix a campaign. There are no campaign patches. You have
Mhm.
to do what you have to refine what's gonna create growth for your game, which would be like again like the Halo scene has been dead for a long time, right? Last time I'm pretty sure last time what Halo 5 probably came out what was it 2015 something like that 2016. It's
Something
been
like
a
that.
while, right? So like I would say campaign or not campaign competitive play for that game died very quickly. Uh, or they tried to breathe life back into it over and over and over, and it wasn't working.
Too little, too late though.
So no, it wasn't too. They was steady with it, but like I'm talking about breathing life into the game in terms of competitive. That was never happening. Once it ran its course again, you're fucking done. You have to pack it up, think of something else. Um, and I'm pretty sure they still have like a sort of like partnership with MLG, right? So MLG is gonna be like the fuck. Wait, no, they don't have MLG, do they? They might, but if they partner with anybody, like on the terms of like competitive play, you have to produce something to keep like those sponsorships and what. You can't just like half-ass anything. And in terms of date, I think I just have to more so agree with Ryan for symbolic numbers. We've known that they do that shit before, where like I think like the DMR had like fucking like it's something with like in the old days it was Bungie, but I'm pretty sure 343 takes it the same mantle is like they have an obsession with seven. Like I think they have seven triangles on the side of the DMR and shit like that. So well, not really with Ryan. I'll probably go like the 17th. I remember. I don't think Ryan said that.
So you're gonna say a Wednesday release to hit that
Yeah,
weird? It's a weird date, but you think that to go more symbolic with 117,
yeah,
they're gonna add the extra one to get the 1117.
Mhm.
yeah.
Okay, okay, 1117, cool. I like how we have different dates. I like how that's a thing. Okay. Ashton, I've already said two of my games, so I'll move on to a second game for you. Which we both have on our list, but I'm still gonna throw into you. Fable, and you have a.
Ah,
Now here's how this is gonna work. Um, because this is such a teased on game so far. You have not given it an exact date, so you are able to
correct.
earn about a half point on the date because you're not gonna be able to get because you put it so far out. So you said 2023 is your prediction, but go ahead and explain what we might see from Fable with the 2023 release.
I think we're gonna get another teaser trailer, kind of understand more about what's going on with the story, but nothing too crazy just yet. I don't think we're gonna get like everything that we want to see from Fable yet,
Okay.
just because like they are essentially because of like how dated Fable is now as an IP, like since Fable 3 came out. There's not a lot of assets they can reuse there, so they have to create all new assets for that game. Um, there's a lot of work. It's basically like they're reviving the IP, so it's like almost like just building an entirely new IP at this point because they have to start over from scratch with nothing but ideas from previous games.
Mm-hmm.
So,
How
to
do you
me,
feel about the? Oh, okay, go ahead and finish your thought there. Yeah, go ahead.
to me, that just makes it seem like there's going to be a longer development time, especially with Playground Games being the. This is their first time getting into that space, and other to do, you know, Forza Horizon, which is kind of open world esque, but it's not at all what Fable is
Mm-hmm.
in relation to that.
Okay. Yeah. And then yeah, for me, oh shit. Let's see here. Lost my spot here.
You said
Fable.
fall 2022.
Yeah, fall 2022. Okay, thank you. Yeah, so I think it's gonna come out. Now, here's the thing: if we aimed for a 2022 release, we had to say the season of when it would come out. That way, it still counts as a
Right.
thing there. So yeah, I'm going with fall of 2022. I think it's a good fall game. We haven't heard really anything of Xbox talking about a next year game just yet, and I think that Fable could be like a pretty solid next year sort of like, hey, get ready, like get excited because this game's coming. Yeah, it's gonna be very interesting though because because normally you get Forza Motorsport and then you get Forza Horizon the next moment and like the next following year, but now with Playground, I mean they did say that it is it is another studio that's working
It's its
on
own
it.
studio.
Yeah,
They opened
I
a
mean
new
it's
one.
still Playground, but it's another team in Playground that's doing it. So it'd be interesting if if they actually release like Forza Horizon and Fable at the same time, where you got two Playground games coming out, which isn't too off the table, but yeah. Tyler, do you have anything to add to Fable?
No, I mean it's been out of the game for like very long. You can say it's like the same thing as like God of War in a way. Like essentially I guess I gotta kind of agree with like the new IP because you need new ideas. 'Cause you have to compete with other big like blockbuster games coming out right now. So it's definitely a little bit more work cut out for them. But I'm pretty sure it can be done. I personally have never played a Fable game, but I've heard very good things about it. So it's just something that I can like even though I don't play it, it's something I can keep my eyes on for
Mm-hmm.
sure.
I will say this.
Oh, go ahead. Yep.
If I had to pick who took over Fable, I would have picked Obsidian instead.
They didn't have them at the time. I don't think. I think they've been working on this
Matches
longer
their
than
sense
we
of humor.
think. Yeah, maybe. Yeah. Okay.
It's only been like the last 2 years.
But I mean, like we know that was confirmed. We didn't know what Microsoft was doing before that either, because there was rumor that Playground was taken
Well,
over long
that's
before
around the
we
time
actually
they
officially
opened
got
that. That's around the time they opened up that new studio.
it. That they opened up like the other team.
Yeah.
Okay, because like I of what I remember, if like it's been a couple longer than when we officially got it reviewed or like revealed that Playground was moving on it.
There was already rumors for it. Very like, even like the previous Lionhead Studios, like lead, the guy who basically created Fable. He found out who it was in the new studio that opened up that year, which was about a year before they showed us anything on Fable.
So the next one that I'm just gonna throw out there because I kind of skipped it. I think Crossfire X is gonna get some sort of thing going on. I think it's coming out September 17th. Is my prediction on that. And I think it's just gonna be more campaign stuff because I think that's what everyone's kind of focused on is what Remedy is gonna do with that, like with the story for that. And I don't know. I'll probably get it just because I want to play a Remedy game again. And I love when like pretty much anything that Remedy makes. I still haven't played. Oh God, what's that game that came out? Control, right? That's Control. Yeah. But I haven't played that yet. But I do love the Alan Wake series, and I love pretty much anything that they touch. So we'll see. We'll see what happens. Then let's see here. On to we've mentioned that Bethesda is now a part of this, and that it something could be shown pretty big here.
Hold on. Crossfire X.
Oh, you got
That's
something to say?
the,
Okay.
Yeah, that's a military game, right?
That's that one that was kind of like, yeah, it's a military
Because
one.
Remedy doesn't have to try hard for that. Because from what I remember, Crossfire X was a Japanese exclusive game on PC.
On PC, yes.
Yeah, so I mean, they don't really, like I mean, I guess I can only say I hope it's good.
Crossfire was Crossfire X is the Xbox exclusive. So.
Yeah, well, but they're basically picking up off of where like the old one left behind.
Yeah,
so the only thing we can really hope is that it transfer over as well, but we wouldn't really be privy to that or like really have any knowledge on that because we didn't play like what it was in Japan. So it's kind of like a copy paste, but I feel like they're bound to like add something to it. So it's just like hoping what they do because I was interested in it, but I didn't get to play the beta. So I was busy. I think I was in school.
Beta
So-
was a little, more to be desired with the multiplayer aspect of things, but we didn't get to play the campaign yet, and that wasn't even confirmed what was going on with that. So, yeah. Let's see here. So the next thing, again, Bethesda also part of this conference. But Ashton, what are we looking at? What's the first game on that list there that we hope is gonna be there?
Starfield.
Okay, you can go ahead and take the lead on this one here.
Well, what did I? Let me see. Oh, yeah. I just have that it's going to be coming out probably next year. It's been kind of in the dark for a long time now, and I feel it's about ready to be coming out.
Yeah, I think you need to add a time for that to get a full thing for it.
I'm trying to think, because I mean, the last thing that we got was like as good as the fucking teaser trailer for Fable, which was nothing.
Yeah.
So, God, what else do they have coming out around? I'm gonna say, April.
April. Okay. April of 2022.
2022. Yeah.
Okay. I went with February of next year. I think it's a good time. We're gonna to see, like, Microsoft doesn't usually come out with big titles in the very beginning of the year. This is a solid, good single player game to kind of toss out there when no man's land right in February. You leave January to PlayStation because they'll probably do something there, but you take February, you dominate it, and everyone plays your game. And the other thing is, we're going to probably talk about it right now, is Starfield going to be an exclusive? It's heavily rumored that it will be. Okay, you think it's going to be exclusive? It's so interesting because it's like it could and it couldn't. It's like, where does it go here? Like, what? I don't know. It's just
I feel like they're gonna have something from Bethesda that's gonna be something in that powerhouse that's gonna be exclusive, and I don't think it's gonna be Elder Scrolls. So I don't think they would do that.
So you think this is, since it's a new IP, it's a good jumping off
it's a
point
good place
to say,
to start. Yeah.
And to me, I look at it as like everyone criticized, and I've told you guys this, and I just haven't said it on here. I think that Microsoft gets criticized and run through the coals constantly about how they don't have exclusives, and you got the other people on the other side that is talking about how, like, if they make Starfield, it's a terrible decision, blah blah blah. They own the company. Microsoft owns that company. They can do whatever the hell they want to do with it. So if they want to make a game exclusive, they can sure as shit do it if they want to. That, to me, is a good business move in the sense of get an exclusive that everyone is craving. You got to get the craving, and if it's good, you're going to sell consoles. You start selling, your thing. And Microsoft's never been the one to sell hardware because they don't really give a shit about it. They want the subscriptions. They want those Game Pass things. And if this comes to Game Pass in February and they're saying, like, yeah, if you're on Xbox, you get it for free. And it's also an exclusive. That, to me, is a reason to sign up for Game Pass. Like, that keeps people going, okay, yeah, I'll keep my subscription going. I'll keep going with this. But I don't know. Tyler, any words on Starfield, the space RPG that is to presumably be coming very, very soon from Bethesda?
It has the best chance of becoming an exclusive since it is a new IP. Because, again, it's not going to happen to Elder Scrolls by any means. I think that's more of an upset than Starfield would ever be, because no one knows if it's going to be good or not. And with that being said, we also need to see more. Cause it wasn't some fucking like galaxy backdrop shit shown from.
Yeah, it was as teasy as a teaser can possibly tease.
Yeah, so it's like it there's nothing fucking there. So that's definitely that. Again,
that was 2 years ago. Or 3 years ago? 2 years ago?
I'm giving it 2. I wouldn't say 3. That's
2.
fucking
I think it was 2 years ago.
Yeah, because that's when like didn't like Bethesda have like some fucking fancy stage and Todd Howard just tonguing. I'm like, you know,
Yeah.
That's a Bethesda conference summed up right there.
yeah. So like,
Fancy
hopefully,
stage, Todd Howard.
Yep, that's pretty much
yeah.
it. Yeah.
So it's they need to just show more as like I said the best chance at being an exclusive. That's about it. I mean, I'll again like it's not something I've been following, but there's nothing to follow at the moment. So
Hmm.
it's something to look at going forward to see how it's gonna be. Like if it could just like the only I think space game that you would have to compete with and it's very easy to win is No Man's Sky.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
mean, to that to that type of sort of thing. But even
Yeah,
then,
they
it's
focus
like
on
there's nothing to the level of, I mean, other than Outer Worlds, maybe. And
I
even
feel
then,
like even if
Microsoft owns
you
that property now, so it doesn't
yeah,
really care.
but even a refined like now No Man's Sky, I feel like to me is more enjoyable personally than an Outer Worlds.
Hmm.
Well,
That's
those are
just
two
me.
very different games, though.
But we're
So.
talking about on the concept of space travel. I mean, games always gonna be different, but the concept of space travel, I can tell you which one I'd have more fucking fun with.
Yeah, I mean, there
It's
isn't really any space travel in other than like you're
exactly,
on a ship and you're moving to one place to the other. It's more of the
exactly. That's
story
what I
that
mean.
Obsidian focused on, sure. And then that would be kind of cool. Is that maybe we'll get more like of a Mass Effect sort of type of thing from Bethesda. And like to me, I want to love those Bethesda games so much. Like I know that they're good. It's like Zelda to me. Like I know they're good games. I just never can get into them. I
You
just
don't like
never
medieval stuff.
that yeah, but it's like I just don't know why like even the mechanics of the game just don't send me to the moon with it, no pun intended. So like but like when a sci-fi game does an RPG like Outer Worlds or Mass Effect, those games sell for me. Those are like solid games. I love them. I will play them, all the way to the end, and I want to know. I want to keep playing. And like Fallout is pretty close, but it's just too bare and empty. And that's the
Fallout's very
point.
rare.
I mean, yeah, and that's the point. So I'm not gonna like knock it for doing that, but it is a thing that I'm just kind of like, I like the idea, but I'll love it from afar. Like, so I'm very excited that mainline Bethesda is getting their hands on a space RPG. I can't wait.
Yeah,
So
I just personally hope like with including like Mass Effect, like as you just did, uh, I really hope that knowing Bethesda, it doesn't fall to like again I'm gonna bring this up like kind of like No Man's Skies like kind of like what I consider a failure for me is like when I think of space travel and a fight, I feel like the emphasis on No Man's Sky wasn't really to fight anything.
yeah,
Now
it's
if
a
you add
travel and
like, knowing
explore.
Bethesda, like they've done shooters, so I would expect
That would
more
be kind of cool. Get some dogfights, in
yeah,
space and
so like
stuff like
get
that.
emphasis on more weapons. Like I said, like add like a Mass Effect kind of flair to it,
Yeah,
while also
make
adding
it
like extensive
a
space travel.
reason to doctor up your spaceship sort of thing.
Exactly, yeah.
Okay, all right. That would be cool, and that wouldn't be too far. And especially since Bethesda loves the crafting, so
Exactly.
that could be pretty cool. Um, so I guess what's the hope and dream? I mean, we can say the dates that we have here. I got February of next year.
Go, go ahead.
Uh, Ashton's got April of next year, and then Tyler, any prediction?
Let me say June.
June next year. Okay, a
Yeah,
little summer release. That could be a good
yeah.
Bethesda time. Um, okay, and so I mean, Tyler kind of mentioned some of the things, but of what he wants in it. But what do you think we're going to be seeing if we see Starfield? What do you think is going to be shown here?
I think they're also gonna try their hand at another multiplayer. So
You think they're going to make Starfield
something-
multiplayer?
I think so.
That would be interesting. I mean, it'd be cool because to be able to like fly around and do stuff like that would be very cool.
Yeah.
So
I don't know. It just really depends because if you look at Elder Scrolls for example, they're not really at all heavy on cutscenes. Like they just aren't. It's everything they do. Typically with Elder Scrolls is gonna just be all in engine, like any sort of story thing that's happening is happening in the game, like not rendered, pre-rendered or anything. It's just real time. Um, so I feel like it wouldn't be too far of a stretch for them to do that, especially with their little experiment they did with Fallout and how that flopped. I feel like they're able to learn a lot from that. I hear it runs really well now. So if they were to
Fallout
do
76
it right,
is what you're talking about?
yeah,
Okay.
Fallout
Yeah.
76.
Mhm.
If they were to, take what they learned from that and do it right, I think it would be an even better game multiplayer. Honestly, I feel like most games, except for what I personally feel like, horror games typically are just better solo, depending on the game. But I feel like a space RPG. I mean, just think of like getting with like 80 people and having like a fucking space battle just because.
Yeah, or like or do the Destiny route. You get raids going. You start doing some raids
Yeah.
in Starfield and whatnot. I think there's definitely potential of where they could go here. I'm trying to also think like Bethesda. Like what speaks Bethesda? And obviously single player is definitely where the bread and butter is,
they
but
shine,
their mainline titles, like how you were just saying with Fallout and Skyrim, or Fallout and Elder Scrolls, both having online versions of those games, have done pretty well. I mean, obviously a very rough start with Fallout 76, but and like you were just saying, it picked up. It eventually got its audience, and it's kind of trucked on to being what it is. So like to have it right off the bat and included in the single player game, that'd be very bold. But we'll see. We'll definitely see if they can do that.
Yeah. We'll see what happens. I just don't just be wary of pre-order bonuses this time around. Let's learn
Yeah.
from Fallout 76.
Yeah, that's very true. Though we do have
God,
Xbox
that
to
was
kind of
dumpster fire.
be a part of that now, so we'll see if they even greenlight that. They're like, we know what you do. Any final words on Starfield before we move on?
I'm excited.
Okay, yeah, very much. One of my most look forward to games from the Bethesda studio.
I just want to see something.
Yeah. The next one is that I have on my list. Oh, actually, yeah, I already did one that was on my list. So let's go to one that you have on your list. The Obsidian game Avowed, teased just last year. Go ahead and explain that to us all here for those that forgot.
Well, it looks like a more fantasy inspired, like Elder Scrolls. It's apparently, according to them, it's the game that they've always wanted to make. And since they were acquired, they were then told by Microsoft to just fucking fuck off and do whatever they want. And they're like, cool, we can do our game now. And the little teaser trailer we got, was it last year or the year before?
I believe it was last year.
That it looked cool, but I don't know if it was in engine or if that was pre-rendered. I don't know. They didn't really specify that. So it looked really cool. They're showing off some magic and some other shit, but it's basically about as much as we know right now. And I think I don't think I have a release date for that.
You do not.
I have no idea. I honestly have zero clue. I don't think they would release it the same year as Starfield.
Oh no.
I just feel like that would be a huge conflict there. I'd say it'd probably be a 2023 release if I were to actually guess. If I had to pick a year, 2023 would be it.
Okay. Yeah, I didn't have it on my list. I don't think it's gonna be there per se, but it'd be cool if it is. I'm obviously, I love what Obsidian makes. I love a lot of the games that they put out. So
Their humor is fantastic.
yeah, and it would be even awesome, and that might be what brings me into the fantasy world. Is maybe Avowed, maybe adding that bit of humor and that draw to like grab me, to pull me into a game like that, might be that little push off the edge for me to play it. So I'm excited for that too. I'm just more of like lenient, I guess. I'm more of like, if it comes out, it comes out. And I'll love it from afar and hope that it has the humor, the little that Obsidian always loves to add in their games, and to give them a full budget now. I'm pretty excited to see what they could do with being not only the leads of it, but having the money to do whatever they wanted to do. So, Tyler, anything about Avowed fantasy game coming from Obsidian?
It besides what we saw, only thing I could get from it is just like another thing, like Skyrim-esque in nature. And that's really all I really got from it. Can it be interesting? Yeah, I think honestly the trailer we saw was not in-game footage. I'm pretty sure I was pre-rendered. That shit looked a little too clean to like believe like, oh shit, this is in-game.
Yeah,
Like, oh, what the fuck.
Definitely a little animated there.
Oh yeah, it definitely was. It was really cinematic.
It was pretty cinematic. Yeah.
So that's probably pre-rendered. But besides that, no, it's definitely interesting. One of the games I say like I probably could see myself like actually like saying like, oh, I can get that because like I played Skyrim. I enjoyed Skyrim a lot. So this is just it draws me to this game even more.
Okay. The next game I have on my list is Hellblade 2. The very highly underrated Hellblade. The sister game to Heavenly Sword, but not. It's still Hellblade. It's very cool that this game has been. It's definitely has to be coming out this year. We got a super heavy teaser and all in engine on the Xbox Series X last year at the Game Awards, and to present the Xbox Series X, and it looked absolutely insane. Like if that game looks anywhere near what they said, and they said it's in engine, so that it was running on Xbox Series X, which to me, that game is next gen. That is a next gen game, and I cannot wait to see how beautiful it. Because the first one looks absolutely gorgeous, but they did kind of cheated a little bit because obviously some of it's live action, so they didn't put all animated. But this looks very much all mocapped and ready to go, and to present some amazing graphics. I think it's really cool. Very sort of spooky, but not really spooky. It's more of just
makes you feel uneasy because
and
they deal with the schizophrenia.
Yeah, that's the point of the game too, is to go through what someone with schizophrenia and anxiety have and have to deal with on a daily basis, and that's what she goes through too. So how do you guys? So for me, I think it's coming out this year, October 8th release date. They're gonna be like, yep, this game's coming out, but we're not gonna release it too close to Halo. But nevertheless, it is coming out this year, so that's why I said October 8th for me. Ashton, what are you thinking?
I'm going with October 19th. I honestly can't wait. I played that one on stream, and that was a hell of a good time for everybody involved. God, that was a fantastic game. I do hope for a slightly more fluid combat system. Because that was the one thing that could have been a lot better, I feel like, in the first game. So I'm really hoping they gonna take that ball and run with it for the second game. Because, man, that game is fantastic.
Tyler, any thoughts on Hellblade 2?
It definitely is fucking interesting. I mean, the only thing that really caught me about the game was the fucking soundtrack. I actually listened to the like the intro song that they used during the trailer, like on my own time.
When she's chanting?
Yeah, no, that's an actual song.
Yeah.
Like that band performs that shit live.
Oh, really? Okay.
Oh yeah, and the lady in that group has some of the most like fucking like one of the most like ethereal voices I've ever fucking heard. I'll play it for you later. But she can fucking sing. She wasn't really saying anything. She was just vocalizing the entire time, and it
Yeah, more of that
sounded as if
Nordic chant sort of thing.
no, the guys are doing the chanting. She was just doing like the harmonizing, whatever the fuck.
Harmonizing.
But yeah, she like it felt like I died and went to heaven, and that was fucking great. So that's what made me like, oh shit, this may be some fire. The same thing I felt like for the quick segue to like when fucking what was that game that got announced? The thing that was supposed to kill Destiny. What's the game? What's the game?
Anthem.
Yeah, Anthem had a fucking weird one too. They had some lady that was like doing like chants, but she had like a board that she could control, and it would like alter like the pitch of her voice. Sometimes some of the soundtracks of these games do really make it for me, and those two, it's fucking wicked.
Mm-hmm.
So it's something I want to play for sure. And I guess if you want me to give a release date for it, I'm gonna go ahead and say like middle of November.
What would you say? November?
Yeah, for like a release date, middle of November.
Middle of November. Okay. Yeah, I mean, yeah, it definitely seems very interesting. And you know what's even more kind of cool about that game? That the main character, I always forget her name. But she was actually a game dev. She was not an actress. She was a stand-in, and then eventually they were like, "Oh, like let's just use you," and so she eventually just took the role as
I
the
mean,
main
is
character.
her name not like Senua? Like no bullshit.
Oh yeah, I
You
just
know?
send you out. That's yeah,
Okay,
that's
it's in the title.
it's in the title. Yeah, I didn't have the title written in front of me.
Yeah, I wasn't by the mic. I was screaming from the living room.
Oh.
I had to. My dog took a shit.
Oh, yep, been there, done that. Yeah, so yeah, because Senua's Sacrifice, is that what it is?
Yeah.
But yeah, it's very cool that she's gotten to be she's a
game
good
dev
actress.
on the
So
game.
what?
She's a game dev on that game.
Yeah, I believe so.
Oh, she's a game dev. Oh, okay.
Yeah, and I just can't wait to see the cutscenes, the 4K.
That girl was busy then.
Oh yeah.
Being a game dev and doing all that shit. Ooh.
If I remember correctly, that was that game. Okay. Ashton, go ahead and say your next one here.
I mean, we might as well go back and hit up Elder Scrolls 6.
Oh, we skipped that. Lol. Okay.
Yeah. I was like, oh, it's a perfect segue, and then you went Hellblade. I'm like,
yeah,
oh.
I did see that. Okay, go ahead.
So we got Elder Scrolls 6. I think it's the Hammerfell region. We got like a teaser trailer panning over some mountains, and that's basically all we got.
So you don't know exactly the region yet, but you just are assuming?
I think it's Hammerfell. I don't remember if they did say that or not, but I'm pretty sure it's Hammerfell.
Okay.
Yeah, it's that's pretty much all we got. I mean, I don't even think they came out with a year that this shit's coming out, so. But I also don't know how long they've been working on it, so that's the other thing too. God, I don't know. I have no idea when it's gonna come out. I have it written on here, summer 2023, but after talking about Avowed, I mean, I might change that. I think it actually might come out sooner rather than later.
Really?
Yeah, I think I'm going to be flipping on that. Because it's been a while since 5 came out. 5 came out in what, 2012?
11, because I think it was 11, 11, 11.
2011.
It was 11, 11, 11.
So, I mean, I'm going to say that shit is going to be coming out next year in the summer.
Wow. Summer release. All right, go ahead and add that to the notes too.
Especially because of the region. Because to go with the current climate of the world, we're looking at tropics and mountains. So, I mean, that's just a guess, a very obviously uneducated guess, because none of us are in the industry ourselves.
Mm-hmm.
or even work at Bethesda. So, um, yeah, that's limited knowledge. It's just me going off of, it's been quite a while. It's been a decade almost
Yeah,
since Skyrim
and it's
came
been
out.
put on everything. Well, Skyrim has been put on everything, including Alexa. So,
Yeah,
Played a
uh,
little bit of
um, it's time. It's
yeah.
time.
Tyler, what do you think about Elder Scrolls 6?
that. I said it's good. I don't know like what to really think of it because I just I mean I guess because I didn't really grow up playing like the other like Elder Scrolls games. I would hope like my only like thing I could say is like I would hope is like it's something like Skyrim, but Skyrim's the one I had the most fun with.
Yeah.
Uh, so it's like I really want it to be like that, but then you can't always like you got to become better, you know. You definitely have to like
Yeah.
shoot big on this one. So hopefully they do. And a new region would be nice. You know, I forgot what the fucking trailer looked like to be honest. It's been that long, and it was
It
honestly
just showed
so
some mountains.
insignificant to me. I'm like, what the fuck is going on?
There's a lot more
Uh,
green, earthy, and not like snowy like how Skyrim is. Skyrim is a pretty. I think it's like pretty northern in the world there.
yeah. So it's like I said, a new area would be nice. But if I had to pick like a day in which it'll release, I would definitely have to say, I'm gonna go with like March of next year.
Oh, you're going March. Okay. Okay. I hope.
He did flip his though. He said Starfield comes out mid of next year. So he's now saying that. So his is a little flip flop than ours. So makes sense time wise for him. But that would be a little interesting if that would be like a definite like, and it comes out next year. You're like, oh, hey. Yeah, that would be pretty dope. I'm not really an Elder Scrolls fan, so I can't really say like I hide nor hair of it. So it's kind of like to me. But we'll see. You know, we'll see what happens. Let's see. The next one that I have here is we have to see Perfect Dark. We got to see more Perfect Dark. This is being made by the big studio from Microsoft. The Initiative, the Santa Monica studio that apparently is making a quadruple A, whatever the fuck that means. And
I wonder what the money cap is for that, because that's just.
And who even knows what that looks like too?
So.
Like what does a quadruple A game look like?
It's what No Man's Sky should have been.
Yeah, I guess so.
Oh, that game is not even a double A, I don't think.
Yeah, that was an indie game at a point.
Yeah.
It was a Kickstarter game actually, I think. But yeah,
yes.
it's been very interesting that we got the secretiveness of like, oh, what are they gonna be making? And then all of a sudden, boom, here we go. So I think Perfect Dark. I never played a Perfect Dark game. I've always heard that they're really fun. We did get kind of, Perfect Dark's always kind of hit the Xbox. I think they were the last to kind of get a Perfect Dark game, because Rare owns it. I think they own the license for that. And it was on the 64, so it's been around for ages. But it is cool. Like I would love to see a single player like Secret Ops sort of like style of a character come to the forefront. And a lot of like this goes back to everyone talks about Microsoft needs single player games. Microsoft needs those big titles that are gonna soar to the sky and sell consoles. Perfect Dark is definitely a setup for something like I think being in the light of their version of Uncharted or their version of a like sort of thing. I wouldn't say action adventure really, but I would definitely say like to the level of how people look at PlayStation and think Uncharted. I think Perfect Dark could become that next thing. But yeah, so my prediction of it is holiday of next year. That to me seems like a perfect time for them. You get your big holiday release, and and that to me seems like, yeah, let's push
I am intrigued.
next year.
'Cause
Here we go.
That was like the most bizarre fucking teaser trailer ever.
Oh yeah, you don't even know what it is
There's
until the
so much
very,
shit
very,
going on.
very end. Yeah.
I was just like, what the hell am I watching? You know, sidebar, if we are even slightly correct about like the time frame for any of these games,
Yeah.
they're literally gonna have too many fucking games for us all to play and have
Oh
fun.
yeah, but look at what we're sitting at right now. It's because of COVID, like that we have all these games just stacked on each other right now because we got nothing. We have nothing right now. Nothing really came out last year. Like, what did we get? The only game I really look at is like Spider-Man Miles Morales. Like that was like the only game I was like, oh yeah, I'm looking forward to it. And so, but I don't know. Like but you know that if these are anywhere near correct, that it would be very much of a, if you thought your back catalog looked bad now, think again of the next like year and a half. Tyler, I don't know if you remember the Perfect Dark trailer, but what do you think about that's coming soon?
Yeah, really fucking weird trailer. Again, like you said, you didn't really know what it was until the end. I think we were all like shouting guesses, and none of us are fucking right. I think I actually one me or you may have gotten it right when you saw the logo because they did flash the logo, and I did try to play the first Perfect Dark like last year, and fuck that, I couldn't do it.
I think it is on
like
Rare Replay. If you
yeah, I
wanna,
have it.
yeah.
It was just too fucking hard. I was like, no, fuck this. It's like some stupid ass mission. It's just like eat my ass. But it would be nice to play because I really enjoyed the second one. Yeah, second one. I played that a lot because growing up without any like real Wi-Fi and no online, you just learn to do shit by yourself. So it was a lot of like computer versus me matches all the time. And I did like I think one of the funnest things I love doing, or the best thing I love doing was like you had the FAMAS in the game, and you could like everything had an alternate fire, and the FAMAS's alternate fire that you could fucking turn it into like a turret that when you were out of ammo, you could throw it on the ground and it would shoot for you or some shit.
Oh, what?
Yeah, I think that's what it was. Because actually, every weapon, almost not every weapon, but like some weapons had alternate fires, and that was pretty dope.
So we might. So Perfect Dark had multiplayer.
It had a means of it. Yeah, that's what I used to do. I used to set up like computer matches. So yeah, I guess you say yeah, it's multiplayer.
Yeah, I mean, like it could possibly. I mean, it having multiplayer is not out of the question.
There are possibilities for a new one.
Yeah,
no.
that to me seems really cool, and because to me, if we really think about it, like let's be honest, we predominantly play on Xbox, and so that's kind of where our heart lies with with Team Green, but like, you gotta look at our mascots, and it's not looking too great. Like, to be really honest, like we have Marcus, who's not even really the main character anymore. He's just there. You got Master Chief, who's not putting out the top tier like games that everyone. I mean, they're good games, but they're not gonna sell the console like how we wish and hope they would. And then that's really it. Like that's all we got. And so it kind of comes down to, well, what else can we have? And I think bringing games like Fable, bringing games like Perfect Dark back, you can allow those mascots to like really symbolize, and I think The Last of Us proved it's never too late to get a representative for your brand. Like Ellie and Joel are very much PlayStation. Scream PlayStation, as Kratos does, and Kratos has been around since 2006. So like,
Yeah, they really revived the shit out of him.
Exactly, and and that to me, it also proves it's like you can bring back that character and really make it like, this is now a pillar for our group, our company, our console. So, it'd be cool to have. I can't remember what her name is. Is it Agent Zero? No, is it? No, it's Dark. No, is Agent Dark. No, I don't know. I can't remember what her name is. But yeah,
Dark 30.
But yeah.
No, I think it is Agent Dark.
Okay.
Like her father's like for the second one at least, like her father's agent. Because I don't think the first and second ones are the same girl. Because one has black hair, and the other one gets orange hair. And I'm just now playing through the first one. I may like revisit it after this conversation, but yeah, I'm pretty sure it's Agent Dark.
Yeah.
Maybe that's her daughter or something. What do I know?
Because I was really hoping that Lara was going to be it, but now Square's kind of put a hold on the old Tomb Raider franchise, so we won't be seeing much of her anytime soon.
Final Fantasy 14 stuff. I don't know that much.
Yeah. So yeah. Ashton, did you say? Oh, you don't have that on your list. Okay, never mind. All right, give me another one from your list here. I think we got two more for. Or yeah, you got two more. I got one more.
Oh yeah, I said Psychonauts will come out this year, holiday, December 7th.
Okay. By the way, Tyler, I don't know if you said when you think Perfect Dark is coming out. You want to go ahead and throw that out?
No, I did it. I will say. Damn. I want to say this year, but we haven't really seen much. So I mean, I'll still say I'll say like November this year.
November of this year.
Yeah.
That would be quite a fucking November for Team Green. All right. We don't only have Halo.
Yeah.
We got Perfect Dark. Scratching the single player itch right there. All right. Let's see here. Okay, so go ahead. Go back to Psychonauts.
Psychonauts 2, December 7th. I'm not a Psychonauts fan. It just doesn't interest me.
But it seems like a perfect. Yeah, it seems like Double Fine kind of do.
I mean, it's cool. Jack Black's in it, so.
Not this one. He was in Brutal Legend.
Oh, my bad.
Yeah.
Oops.
But the guy that plays oh God, I'm about to die. Oh man, he's like a very famous voice actor, and I cannot for the life of me. I think he plays Zim, if I'm right, from Invader Zim. Yeah, and he plays the main character. But as you can clearly tell, we are huge Psychonauts fans here. That's why it wasn't on my list. But yeah. Any Psychonauts talk there, Tyler?
Nah.
Hell no.
Okay.
Not play. I just know it's been around for a long fucking time.
Yeah.
It has been begged for from those fans for a very, 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 very long time. Okay, so
Richard Steven Horvitz?
Everwild coming out.
Everwild? You think Everwild's coming out?
Yeah. Yeah, I think it'll come out this year.
Now, go ahead and recap us on what Everwild is. I only just learned about this game.
Yeah, but I mean, even with the trailer, you kind of don't know. Like, they show off, like, there's lots of, like, creatures. It looks like Zelda Breath of the Wild in terms of the art style. But they didn't really show us gameplay. It's all, like, cinematic stuff. You just, like, have animals following you around and shit. I don't know what's going on. It looks pretty. It looks like an Xbox game, like an indie Xbox game, even though I don't think it is an indie game.
No.
But I don't know. It just kind of falls within that. Like you look at it and you're kind of like, yeah, that looks like it's probably an Xbox game or a Switch game. You know, they just kind of go for that art style. Like, for example, like Ori. You know, it kind of is like.
Yeah, very artistic sort of view.
Yeah.
That Xbox has been kind of thrown at games like you were saying, Ori and the Blind Forest or Ori and the Will of the Wisp.
Great games, by the way. Oh my God, please play them.
Yeah, I didn't even know about this game, but you're predicting when it's coming out?
Yeah, September 24th.
Yeah. Tyler, do you know anything about Everwild?
No, it looks like, from like what I gathered from it, it looks like along the lines of like a tell me why life is strange sort of thing. It seems to be, to me at least, what I get from it is like a coming of age story, just told from like a different perspective, that of like just animals, one more creative way to say it. But I'm pretty sure the kids, like they're kids, I'm pretty sure they're in school. And I think it even more so may dive into like the sexuality of like people nowadays. Because it just seemed like one of those. I could be totally wrong, but that's what I got from it when I'm watching. That's fine. You know, if you're definitely into that, I'm not going to knock it. we're gonna like piggyback off of that. Hey, tell me why it's free for Pride Month. But uh, I'm not really into story games. Like I won't even play fucking The Walking Dead.
Mm.
I just can't. I recognize it as a great game, good story. I can't play it myself. Like the conversation we have with Resident Evil and me, can't fucking do it. But it's just something that I feel like I would want to look at a little bit, because if it's what I said, like about like representation coming of age, I think it's worth to put under a certain lens, not a lens of like criticizing, but a lens like something to pay attention to, because those are always good for people to feel like they're included in something. So something to look at.
All right. The last thing I had on my list was something from the Coalition, aka the guys who make Gears of War. I think we're gonna get some sort of Gears project that's in the works. I'm not sure if we're getting Gears 6, but I think we'll get some sort of Gears-esque thing. Because like I don't know what the hell Coalition's working on right now. There's nothing that they've said. The last game they put out was Gears 5, or actually no, it was
Tactics.
Gears Tactics, yeah. And maybe we'll might get another spin-off of some weird game, or we get Gears 6. I don't know. But like, yeah, I like I was talking about earlier. You need those mascots that represent that brand, and to not have those games coming out, would definitely hurt. And I think that if they're gonna go with, having the Coalition making those games specifically, because that's kind of what they do. 343 makes Halo, Coalition makes Gears. I think that this would be definitely a good time to at least tease it. So I didn't have a date. I don't have anything. I'm kind of like avowed. This is like my avowed, essentially. I think we're just gonna get something teased that, hey, guess what? Gears still exists, and it's not just gonna be DLC updates anymore. And we'll get like some new game. So at some point in time.
Okay.
Anything
I still
else?
haven't beat Gears 5 because I'm waiting for my new monitor to come in so I can play that in the highest fidelity I can.
Yeah, that game definitely looks great in 4K. You got HDR, solid. Looks really, really cool. It was honestly, because it came out when I had the Xbox One X. I still have my Xbox One X, but when I got I was like, this is the reason. This game alone proves that it looks phenomenal, and the reason why I bought that. And then all of a sudden, a couple months later, you get your Series X that comes out. But but yeah, so yeah, I think Coalition's got something in the works, and we'll get a little tease. Any you think, Tyler, you got anything you thinking that
They fucking better.
Oh, there you go.
There's
Plain
nothing
simple.
fucking going on. I didn't even finish Gears 5.
Did they leave it open for a sequel,
I
like on a
didn't beat Gears
cliffhanger,
5.
Ryan?
don't fucking know.
I didn't complete it either. Other games got involved.
And
so
stop fucking going back on this fucking 2-player bullshit. Stop. Fucking annoying.
You don't like 2 players?
No, not for Gears. You have too many characters for that.
Gears is a 2-player game. It's always been 2 players.
No,
Dom and Marcus.
4 for 3. It was 4 for 3.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is like,
4.
what I'm saying.
But
Okay, so you want 4 players.
dead.
You want 4-player co-op at least
Yes.
now. Okay,
Mhm.
all right. Because like
I
at the
guess it
time
only
when the
fits
360
because-
was around, you only could do
Yeah,
the
but
2
we
players.
had Gears. So Gears 3 is what I'm talking about. So like
Yeah.
they showed you, hey, like it's possible. Well, we're gonna double back and take
Okay,
it
so that's
away.
what you're saying
Right.
is you want them to go back to the 4-player co-op.
Yeah, it
scenario.
only works for the story, but I feel like like the introduction of like 3 players for Gears 5 was a little bit of a slap in the fucking face. I didn't understand that one because Gears 5, 3 players, that third person has to play as fucking Jack or the fucking robot. It's not Jack anymore. The robot's name is different. But you have to play as a fucking robot.
Yeah.
Oh,
You
in
have to upgrade the robot.
that horde sort of weird thing.
No, I'm talking about for the for campaign. For campaign of Gears 5, you play the robot. It's like, okay, in old Gears, Marcus always had a robot. I think they just called him Jack.
Yeah, Jax.
Yeah. He's not in 5.
He's a new one.
Random robot. Yeah, and that's who you play. That's who the third person plays as in Gears 5. So basically, your job is you can shock somebody, you can go invisible, or you can fetch weapons and or ammo and bring it to like the other players. I'm like, this is
Okay, I see what you're saying now.
It's a little,
That's
I
the
got,
little brother that gets to play.
I got cucked. That's what you assign somebody to that role. You know, only
Yeah,
I
you're
guess.
like,
Oh yeah, you can upgrade him. Like I don't give a fuck about upgrading.
go get me that box over there.
Yeah, hey, go fetch you that box over there. It's like, alright, come on, you gonna talk to me with a little more respect than that.
Yeah. Yeah, I think that really rounds up the Xbox Bethesda predictions. Do you guys have anything else?
Absolutely not.
That's all I got.
All right. Yeah. I'll Ashton. There's an email from E3 that has the schedule. If you can go in there, it's in the Primal Target thing. Can you go and just tell us when the Xbox showcase is? It's in there. And I'll vamp here for a second. But yeah, so
How far down?
it should be like right there. Oh, the email? It should be like right at the top of the email. It just says from E3. But
My account's messed up.
yeah, but anyway, you guys at home, go ahead in the comment section below if you guys have any predictions of where you think Xbox and Bethesda are going to go this year of 2021. Go ahead, leave it in there. See what you guys see how good you guys can do compared to what we got. If you guys got same game, different date, throw it in there. We always want to hear what you guys have to say. So, I don't know if you found that email yet.
Since we changed the password, I have
Oh
to
yes,
redo it
yes.
now. So I'll need a minute.
Okay. And we will get that time there for you. I think it's the first day, or no, it's Sunday. But I think it's 10 a.m. is when they're gonna go, if I remember. 10 a.m. PT. On Sunday, I believe, is when they will go first. So.
Okay.
But Ashton's getting that for you here.
My God. Sorry,
What?
I was not prepared for this. My computer's.
Your computer's what?
My Google accounts, or our Google account, is fucking up now.
Uh-oh. Well, good thing I have
I won't
this
fuck
open.
anything up on your end.
Yeah. Okay. Well, we'll get to that. We'll jump into the what's the goings on at the end of the podcast at least by then. So, let's move on. Let's go first. Okay.
Fucking fuck that guy.
He didn't do even anything. You killed yourself on that one.
Shut the fuck up! Go to sleep! Oh!